How can we save lives when there always seems to be a new tragedy? Introducing SentryERS by IP Video Corporation. SentryERS is the way to protect others and to protect yourself. Now let's walk through how this system works.
SentryERS has an incredible ability to be able to do a lockdown very simply from the device and lock down an entire building connected to the access control. SentryERS is a Power over Ethernet device, so it's connected to the network, and through the network can communicate to the access control to do the lockdown, or we can do that through relays to be able to lock the building down during an emergency. Here's an example of a lockdown.
Building lockdown has been initiated.
And
Please follow standard lockdown procedure.
One is that we went from privacy mode to be able to show a live camera over here. The others were displaying a map in a command center at a remote location or in a police department PSAP where the actual incident is. You can also interact with this scene right now from any location. I could be in California, I could be in New York, and be able to interact with this event from here. In this case, I'm just going to close the event and bring it back to a normal state. You notice the lights stopped here and we're back in privacy mode on the device, and it's waiting for another event to happen. Alternately, if you didn't want to do a lockdown, you wanted to declare an emergency, there's another way you can do it just using your voice by using help, emergency, and that can trigger.
Emergency declared, security notified. Emergency declared, security notified.
In this case, very similar, where we're showing the help, that somebody requested help from the device, shows the map location. Again, we went from privacy mode into live video, and I have the ability to be able to display that information directly on my device over here, and I can also close the event right from a handheld device here. SentryERS has another way to interact with it, is through a panic button. A teacher, an administrator, a healthcare professional, somebody in a commercial building can just double click this button, trigger an emergency.
Panic event detected. Security notified.
And similarly, we have the ability to be able to go to live video, to actually display where the location of the event is, to display it on an app that people may have that could be at a distant location or in a command center, and be able to interact with that in real time. Another way to interact with SentryERS is just by removing this device. In this case, you can define the emergency. We'll have a button on here that allows you to push and tell you what the emergency is. Is there a fire in the building? Is there a student that needs medical attention? Is there a fight that broke out? So you have the ability right from the app that's on here to be able to communicate with people. They'll know when you remove this that there's an emergency situation. We also went from Sentry mode, where we actually had the camera in privacy mode, to being able to go to live video, so we can actually see what's going on, as well as seeing video from the handheld device. So first responders, superintendents, principals, people in a healthcare environment will have instant eyes on the scene during an emergency event. And that emergency could be any level. It could be requiring a lockdown in the building, or it could be just requiring that you need third-party assistance, a fight that broke out, or a medical emergency that you might need to deal with.
Now let's take a look at what the operator or first responder will experience once lockdown or emergency event is initiated. A notification comes in which includes location, map view, and 2 live video feeds from base station and cell camera feed, giving first responders eyes and ears at the location. Notifications can be made through voice or text in a silent situation. Operator responds as incoming calls are put in queue and addressed, and can remain in full communication with the live video feed directing response team to location. For other emergencies, operators can dispatch staff, medical, security, and police as required. The event video and audio can be rewound and viewed live during the entirety of the emergency event. SentryERS by IP Video Corporation.